Hi, and welcome back to Massage Wise, where this is going to be an episode again for firsties. So, today's episode, we're going to be talking about 3 important things to remember in your first year of being a massage therapist. And these important 3 things are time management and time watching. You're going to be needing that very much importantly, because you can get into a lot of trouble if you both don't manage your time correctly and don't keep watch of the time. Okay, so we're talking about time, and time to a massage therapist is money. So, we all understand from our school days in massage school that the first 5 minutes is the intake interview. Then you have the duration of the massage minus 5 minutes at the end to make sure that the client has time to get off the table, get dressed, and meet you at the door where you have a glass of water for them, because hydration after a massage is very important. A few very important things as far as time goes is, first and foremost, I'm going to give you my biggest don't as far as massage therapy and time goes. Do not use your cell phone, okay? If you look at all the horror stories on YouTube, you'll see copious amounts of examples of people who've gone to a massage therapist and they've pulled out their cell phone during a massage. The cell phone is a camera, a recording device, and is a stupid idea. If you're going to need something to help you to manage your time, a cell phone is not a good idea. A couple of do's if you need assistance in managing time. Watches. Now, you don't put the watch on your wrist. So, if you have scrubs that tie in the front, you can always tie in the front. Because if a client sees a watch, they're not going to be thinking of a recording device or a camera. They're going to be thinking about time. And that is a responsible thing to do if you're one of those people who have a very difficult time reading a classical on-the-wall clock. Now, if that doesn't work, you may need to have something like a stopwatch or something that is set to time to go off to vibrate against your skin, because time management in a massage room means money. If you have clients that change their mind, you do need to make sure that you keep in mind how many clients you have that day, what times those massages are, and how long those massages will last, in case a client will ask for more time during their session. And finally, if a client asks for more time, if you have the time and you're not quite sure, make sure before you go into the room that you understand your employment location's rules pertaining this time. Most spas, if you have the time and you go over, all you have to do is go up to the front or alert the front desk that the client asked for more time, so that they understand that you're not running late because you didn't keep track of the time. Second is going to be the intake interview you have with your clients. Specific questions that are highly recommended to make sure that you ask the clients, and skills that you'll need to make sure that you get the most out of everything they say, and kind of mitigate what you can run into with some clients, so that you get the information you need, but you don't go more than like 5-6 minutes max on this intake interview, given that you need to manage time in that particular session properly. Okay, so we're talking about the intake interview. First and foremost, you're going to run into 2 types of people. At least I have in my time as being a massage therapist. You run into those people who are very direct and factual. They will tell you exactly why they are there, such as, I've been working on my lawn all day and my low back now hurts. Or you're going to run into those that are exceptional talkers. Talkers will tell you anything and everything but the bare minimum of what you need to know. For talkers, I recommend that you be a little more active in the conversation. Draw the conversation back to, okay, what brings you here today? Okay, well, where is the pain localized? What area? How bad? Is it a slight ache or is it a really persistent throb? For these kinds of clients, drawing them back, if you can do it gently, will save you a ton of time. I had one client that talked for 10 minutes straight for me to barely get any useful information such as site of the pain, how long the pain has been there, or if the pain is localized for the area or for a specific motion. Now, I know in school most of us probably didn't get a long laundry list of questions that we need to ask, but the most important ones are: where is the pain? What started with the pain? Is it a high intensity pain or a low intensity pain, as opposed to a localized pain that's there during a specific motion? Is this pain new? Like, did it happen within the last 72 hours? Because we do have to remember the 72-hour window with inflammation. Also, this is the time where you can plausibly utilize other services that the client can benefit from, such as if the muscular structures that you're palpating by having permission and checking it before they disrobe, if the muscular structures are stiffer than you're used to, rather than blowing out your fingers and hands and elbow trying to ramrod this muscle into submission, plausibly utilize hot towels or offer hot stones and utilize what you have so that you can do this particular job well without having to exert yourself to such an insane level to get this done. Okay, so for a lot of you, this could be right out of the gate, straight from massage school. You have no idea what to expect from a retreat director or, say, a chiropractor. So I'm going to give you 3 things to look for in a beneficial boss and 3 things not to expect from a boss at all. So let's start off with the bad first. Do not at all expect your boss to have any sense of humor. Whenever you have somebody that deals with clients, some of the first things to go is a sense of humor. Or it lasts and they're really good and they do have a great sense of humor. But don't expect it. It's not something I've seen. I've had several bosses during my time as a massage therapist, and none of them have had anywhere near a really good sense of humor. Well, next is going to be the hardest one for you to accept. Do not expect that your boss, your brand new boss, is going to be able to stand behind you if a client complains about you. One of the things that is a benefit from having a prolonged massage career is that you've built up a reputation for yourself. If you don't have this reputation and a client complains about you, then your head's on the chopping block. Do not expect your boss to be your white knight. And lastly, on my don't expect that your boss is going to know where you're coming from as a massage therapist. I had 5 previous bosses, and only one of them actually came from the arena of which they themselves were in my position. Don't expect it. Don't pretend like your boss is going to know exactly where you're coming from. Many of them don't, and if they do, be grateful. Now you can find a long list of things that make people who are in the position of retreat director or employer exceptional. But there's 3 of them that I find that are really important, and you should have this in a boss. And as a massage therapist, those 3 things are really simple. 1, they make sure that front desk, massage therapists are on the same page. You may have gone to school to be a massage therapist, but in the field, you majored in massage, but you probably will end up minoring in laundry because of certain situations where laundry is done in-house versus being called outhouse. You end up doing laundry yourself. Many of them have their own particular folding style, but it's something that is important. A good retreat director will make sure that front desk and massage therapists are on the same page with laundry and paperwork, and doing paperwork in a proper time allotment. A good boss will have excellent communication skills because they need to be able to communicate to you and to communicate to the front desk, and if there's issues between somebody such as a front desk worker and a massage therapist, they're going to need to be able to mediate between the two to make sure that the spa and or retreat and or wherever you're working runs smoothly. The last thing an employer wants is 2 people fighting to the point where you're no longer being productive. he'll have to fire you, one or both of you, and then look for somebody else to do the job again, the way it should have been done the first time. So a boss that can correctly communicate what they want and set expectations that are understandable to everyone is an exceptional skill, and you should look for it in your boss. And lastly, one of the most important things for a boss to do is take the reins. If they're wishy-washy and you have a bunch of coworkers that basically run the show, and I did have this in my one of my previous employments, we had a bunch of bosses that were either next to never there, or they were overstretched because they were seeing too many buildings at one time. We were basically like the Wild West. We ran the place. The front desk did the paperwork and we took care of the clients, but there wasn't really anybody there that was a cohesive, upfront leader. And bosses need to be those leaders. They don't need to have favorites, but they do need to fulfill that particular job when they are there. And you may run into a boss that's running more than one particular building, so you might not see them that often, but when they are there, I'm not saying they should be throwing around their weight, but if there's issues that actually go to the level of needing to be with the retreat director to get them fulfilled and done, then they need to be on par and getting that job done. So that's all I got for you today. If you are a licensed massage therapist in your first year, or you are a massage therapist that has a question you'd like me to cover in another video, do comment below. And if you are not, but you wanted to see the massage therapist point of view, feel free. I make these videos for everybody. But hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you can actually see when I upload more videos. And if you want more of this content, feel free to check out my other videos in addition, because I cover videos for the massage therapist and for clients. Have a nice day!